Now it's time for Straight on the Point with Jesse T. from some undisclosed location somewhere in the world. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Jesse T.
Hey, we're here. We're back together again, you and me. The Brown Beauty is on duty. And, hey, man, we are red hot and rolling, ready to go. And I guess I don't get a camera today. That's what it is. Oh, thank you very much for putting it in my face in the place where it's got to be, because the Brown Beauty is on duty, looking for some sweet, tight booty on Valentine, because the time is right for a nice, tight night tonight. Oh, baby, I'm red hot and rolling. Mr. Handsome, Mr. Man with the tan that doesn't ever give a damn. It's Michelangelo.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Looking cool with those cool slider glasses on, man.
Like I said, I just got medicated, so I'm feeling it. Let's do this shit.
He was doing his medication out in the Mercedes.
Yes.
Mercedes.
I look like Ray Charles with my fresh cut.
Yeah. You do look like Ray Charles a little bit. Can you do
I look
Ray
good.
Charles?
I'm looking good.
That's Ray Charles.
You know, I just ran into a girl at the a gym, a woman that I've kind of been knowing throughout the years. And she says, every time I see you, you look younger and I look older. I said, is that right? You know, she just paid me this biggest compliment. I was like, well, you know, I'm about to be 50 in about, 4 months.
You aren't going to be 50.
I'm going to be 50 in 4 months.
You are.
And she just couldn't believe it. She was like, oh, my God, you look incredible, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, you see me. I'm always in the gym. Every time you see me, I'm always coming into the gym and working out. So
that's what it's all about, man.
Maybe that has something to do with my youthful appearance.
Well, working out,
so to
staying
speak,
in shape,
I guess.
eating the right things, drinking the right water, and having lots of sex and exercise. That's what.
Well, you know what? I rock and roll too, though. So, it ain't no pieces and cream. Well, it gets a little ugly sometimes,
It is Valentine's Day. Who's your Valentine, baby?
Me, myself, and I.
Are you doing the 3 virtues in one night?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think I'm just going to have a good old time by myself.
Well,
For myself, with myself.
If you've been doing that,
it ain't going to cost me a dime.
Look, if you've been doing that since you were 9 years old, we're joining the group.
Hey, you know how I go. I did get invited. I got invited to dinner.
Why didn't you go?
By, a close friend of mine. And so, I didn't want to commit earlier today,
Yeah.
But it's coming down to the wire. So, someone's going to take me out to dinner. Hey, all right, let's go. It's all good. Yeah.
Dinner, man.
It's cool. It's just, something to do. Better to spend it with somebody than to be alone, I guess.
Yeah, well, let me see what's going on here.
We got a lot of laughter in the background. What's going on?
Lee! Lee!
Mr. Lee Michaels.
Lee!
Why do he always leave the studio?
Lee!
He's always leaving the studio in the middle of a show.
Three.
Lee!
My microphone is not on. You got me on
Mr. Michaels, how are you going to leave when we still got technical difficulties in the house?
You guys keep moving around.
Jesse.
No, my microphone, it's a camera phone that's got me
it's
on.
Oh, my God, it's a shit show.
You see, now my
It's a
microphone.
shit show.
Come on, what are you doing to me? How come the
Moving
girls
around.
come in
You're
here
doing
before
too
us and you get all flamboutigated.
Oh, yeah. Then he's, he's
the ladies
prancing
guys,
around and, everything gets taken down.
But the guys
Tico.
I'm gonna fuck with him.
Everything can go wrong.
That's right, man. I get on the stupid mic right here,
I think
right?
Lee Michael trying to tell you something, man. He's
tell
trying
you.
to pack up your show, bro.
But and you got your mic on, but I don't have my mic on. Look, I'm going
Testing,
home.
1 2
Have a
1
good
2.
one, guys. Tell you what, you know something? It's your show.
Take it easy.
Goodbye.
Sit your crazy ass down.
I guess I got to hold the whole show down today.
No, but you can handle it. Go on. Talk about what you want to talk
Man,
about.
listen, man. Let's change gears, man. We're seeing this thing on television unfold in Florida with another school shooting. Unfortunately, and my heart goes out to that community and the family and and just the whole situation is ugly. But the newscasters they were panning around and interviewing students and parents And then this woman, the first thing that came out of this woman's mouth was like, you know, this, you know, there has to be change, and, you know, we have to change this, and we have to change that, and there's got to be change, blah, 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 blah. She went on and on and on. And then she goes and attacks the, you know, the NHR. I mean, I'm sorry, NHR. Sorry. Anyway, so she goes after them. Not realizing that people don't understand that these people, these people,
wait a second.
you know, they're upholding,
thank
you. They're upholding our, you know, people's rights. The people that probably, like I was telling Jesse, are either afraid to carry a firearm or use a firearm or have a firearm.
We're talking about that.
Anything of that sort. You know what I mean? There are some people that are actually afraid of firearms. I get that. I understand that. It's a big, you know, it's a big country. It's a big world. I mean, these incidents are going to happen. But what got me was that, you know, these incidents that happen in these school shootings and stuff, it's like it's always at a public school.
Yeah, it's never at a private school where they're spending $30,000 a year.
Yeah, I don't, you know, I mean, every school shooting that's ever happened with these mass killings and stuff, it's always been at a public school. It's never been at a private school.
No, it isn't. It's always it's a public school that's got no security. They just walk in.
I'm thinking, man, there's more to this, man. You know, this just something don't smell right in the air with this. You know, and you know what really gets me is the whole tactical thing, the way they escorted the kids out.
Oh yeah, with the hands up, drop the bags.
Reminds me of how they control prisons.
This is oh, wait a second. Let's talk about that. This is how they control
prisons.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
They control the schools like they control prison. And people do not even realize. They don't even see it.
I didn't even understand that.
Dude,
you're absolutely
Everything
right.
was just clicking for me.
Man,
I'm like,
right
I'm tripping,
on
you know, I'm on a good one, man. And this is, you know, when I get medicated, let me tell you, man, my mind just opens up, man. And when I'm not medicated,
well, you know what happens to me?
I have so much information in my mind that I can't process and I can't, you know.
I got to get medicated with Dr. Pepper.
But when I get medicated, I'm telling you, I get some fucking enlightening shit that comes into my fucking brain. And I just figure shit out. And it's like, man. That's got to be it.
You know something?
So I'm thinking. Yes. So this is what I'm thinking. This is the plot. The plot is that the United States government, the federal government, they're tired of paying for fucking public schools, man. They're tired of with the free lunches and they're tired of the teachers' pensions, and the teachers ain't getting enough money, and there's too many kids in the school and the classes, and they can't afford this and they can't afford that. Yet they can spend billions and zillions of dollars on military wear. But we can't give basic public education a fighting chance. It's like it's you know, it's free. It's free. The government pays for it. So they're tired of paying for it. They want to homeschool everybody, and then that'll knock off all the nonsense and their responsibility as far as education goes. You got money to pay? Send your kids to private school. You ain't got money to pay? Guess what? Teach your own fucking kids in your own fucking house, and then you don't have to worry about them going to public school and getting shot up or whatever the case may be. So you see what I'm going with this?
Yeah, there's a big picture here. There really is.
It's fucking crazy. It's right there in people's faces. And when I'm still watching. I'm just like,
17 people are dead now.
Everything that these sons of bitches are doing is like, it's military now. It's not even the local police. They coming in there with tanks
and SWAT type and gear.
And full armor gear. And I mean, like, holy mother of God.
Yeah.
I mean,
so what's the solution?
The solution is real simple. Arm everybody.
Exactly.
Arm everybody.
You don't understand.
Teach children from the birth on at about 5 years old about gun safety, how to maintain a weapon, how to use a weapon, the proper laws. Make getting a weapon compensatory in terms of learning how to shoot it, learning how to always
not just that,
get a license. Everything,
that,
man.
Not just that.
That's it.
I'll take it a step further than that.
Take it a step further.
I think a step further than that was actually to teach kids real you know, futuristic or modern day survival capabilities.
Don't hit this.
So, you know, when the shit goes down, so to speak,
but
you know
they're
what I mean?
doing
When the
that
shit
in
goes
school.
down,
No, they're not.
The shit is going to go down.
No, they were talking about it on
the
TV.
shit is going to go down.
They're not doing enough of it.
And the kids that don't know how to fucking survive and can't survive, you know, they don't know how to. Just basic shit. Just go fishing. You know, kids don't know how to fucking fish. Or whatever the case may be. Survival Modern day survival tactics is what they should be teaching the kids.
Okay. Yeah,
That's a subject
let me toss something in.
I
here.
mean,
let me toss something
another
in here.
subject
Before you go on that.
finances.
Okay, let me toss something in here on that idea. Unfortunately, this is the reality. We live in a very violent society that in the last 50 years has gotten more and more and more violent, more aggressive, more angry, more upset, more segregated, more hatred, more all of those words that we try to overcome and have, appreciation for people. The reality is that guns are never going to be taken away in this country from people who have them legally. It's the Second Amendment. That's never going to be changed.
That's not really the problem or discussion.
Let me finish.
Let him finish his story.
Let me finish. Okay?
Because he'll go on forever.
The reality is that the only way that you can protect yourself against a bad guy, I don't care whether he's 5 years old or he's 95 years old, that has a weapon and knows how to shoot it in some way and has shot it before, is a good guy with a weapon that has the same ability.
So you want every kid in the classroom to have a
darn straight right.
That's stupid.
No, it isn't. It's not stupid.
That's a little extreme.
Let me finish.
That's stupid.
Let me finish.
Every time a kid gets into an argument, he's going to blow somebody away.
Why is it stupid?
That's
because you don't agree with it?
No.
Every time I get on there,
it's not realistic is what it is. It's not realistic.
No, wait, it is realistic. And I'm going to tell you why if you let me finish.
You're not being realistic.
Let me finish.
Come on.
Let me finish. Just let me finish. Okay? Now, there was a time in this country that families and children and old people and everybody used to know how to use a weapon. There was a time.
There was a time, sure.
And it was not too long ago. We're only talking less
but we can never
than
go
90
back to
years.
that. But we can't go back to that.
No, but we can.
So that's a wrap.
We can. No, it isn't a wrap.
Sure,
we can adjust
we can never go backwards.
We can adjust it to form today in 2018. And this is what you do. You teach young people, 1, about weapons. 2, not to be afraid of them. 3, you have adults that understand how to teach this properly to military, to police, to training, to schools. 4, you have some sort of ability to license them properly and maintain the fact that they have to completely be registered and all of that. Okay? 5, you have a society that understands how to take care of itself, even without a weapon. We should be teaching self-defense and defense in school as well. It should be compensatory. We have a violent society. It's a violent world. And the only way that you offbeat or defeat violence against you is greater violence, not love, not compassion. It doesn't work when somebody wants to shoot you. That's the bottom line. So however you want to put that in a variety of situations to get to that degree, that's what we need to do. It's just that simple. And until we do that, it's going to get worse and worse and worse and worse.
I hate to bust your bubble with Jesse T, but that's just not realistic. All right, so let's
realistic.
Let's try to come up with a better solution than
it's
that.
A start,
having
and
kids
it's
every
realistic.
Kid carry a gun in school.
Hey, at 16 years old, at 16 years old, they can drive a 4,000-pound car.
We're so far past that shit.
No,
there's no way in the world we're gonna have a bunch of fucking kids in the class who have everybody packing guns.
At 16 years old,
that's never gonna happen.
At 16 years old, you can drive a car.
That's not possible.
That's a 4,000-pound car.
That's not even remotely possible.
You can drive an 18,000-pound truck at 16 years old.
Anyway, well, listen.
Okay, so
listen. I'm just saying, man. I just said my piece. My piece is that is this conspiracy. I think that's a government conspiracy again.
Well, I agree.
This kid,
they've been trying to get rid of the Second Amendment forever.
And again, he was a white kid.
Yes, they do.
He's a white kid.
They don't want it. They want tyranny.
He's a white kid. He's the first white kid who, pulls some shit off.
Well, that we know
of. Killed himself.
That we know
of. Now they're gonna get all up in his brain and try to figure out every in and out of, why'd you come up with this and why'd you want to do this and so on and so forth. And this is gonna go on forever and ever and ever. And let me tell you something. Like I said, man, it's bigger than that, man. There's some shit going down. Like I said, I think The government's behind it. It's got to be, man. I mean, come on, man. Every public school, come on. This is just ridiculous. You know what I mean? And the first people that are going, oh, the guns, oh, gun control, and this and that. Man, y'all people ignorant. Don't let the government and the news and the media fool you into thinking that getting rid of guns or getting, guns away from kids, that's just never going to happen. There's always going to be a gun on the street. Kids are always going to have access if they got money.
Always get guns.
They got more bad guys with guns than good guys with guns. So believe that. So stop attacking the people that if the shit goes down, they're gonna have the guns to protect your ass because you are scared of guns or you don't want guns and you're afraid that
Here's
your
a
kids
solution.
are gonna blow each other away and whatever the case may be.
Here's a solution.
Everything is done with common sense.
I'll give you a solution. I can give you a real clean solution.
I'm sorry. I think it's
here's a clean solution to the problem at hand. Retired military, retired police, retired professional security people, CIA, FBI, Treasury agents, retired trained people should go work at all the schools in America and hire them.
There were two cops on duty in that school.
That's fine.
17 people were killed today.
Okay. They just had a training message. They just had a training.
At the end of the day,
but then that's not enough. Put 4 cops.
Wait
a minute. Put 4 cops.
Like I said, look, the whole thing is.
But let me finish.
Wait a minute. You go on and on and on. Let me make my last point.
Make your point.
And I'm gonna put this bitch to bed. All right. Now, what really flabbergasted me again was not just how they handled the situation, and how they gather the kids up and how they use the phrase, "Oh, the kids went on lockdown."
I know.
Your kids are being imprisoned by local authorities and the government anytime some shit goes down like that. Now, I don't know about you, but if I'm in a situation and some shit and bullets are flying or madness is happening, the last thing I want to be is locked up where it's going down. So whoever think that locking all your children up, in the school while something is happening is the safest place to be, I don't know who came up with that one. I mean, how did they sell that one? I just don't get it. You're more in danger by sticking around than you are by. I would leave the scene. I would flee the scene as fast as
you can.
Are you kidding me? I'm not
break the window
let me go
and
lock myself
run
in the closet
away.
And hope that this guy ain't gonna come in here and burn the place down, shoot
Fight
me,
or
kill me,
flight.
blow me up.
You have a
whatever
choice.
the case may be.
Human beings have a choice to fight or flight. Fly, baby, fly.
Oh my
Get
God!
out of there.
I just don't.
He shot
get
3 people before he went into the school.
Yeah, well, okay.
Outside.
Yeah, he did.
One
He
was
shot
down-
outside.
And imagine
One was
if
down
you
on
had,
the corner and 2 right in front
You
of
said
the
there were
building.
two. There
Right.
were 2 undercovers in the school.
Yeah,
Yeah,
2 cops in
Not enough.
And a student of what? How big is this school? How many students?
Over 4,000.
No, 3,000.
It's the
Jesus,
largest
that's
school. It's the largest
That's
school in
almost the size
Florida.
of a university or
It's the
a
largest
college.
school in Florida. The
Look at that
largest
huge
public
campus
school in
thing.
Florida.
Campus huge.
It's
And they-
huge
And they got
campus.
2 people working the whole campus.
That's it. Not enough.
It was all contained to one building, a
Not
single
enough.
standing building.
Not
Yeah,
enough.
Where
but
it went
like I
down.
said, at the end of the
Okay.
day, you're never gonna stop something like this
Okay.
from happening. It's just
Look,
you
can't stop a crazy madman.
the kid.
If I want to blow myself up and put dynamite around me, I'm going to blow the building
really
up.
be asking themselves. They should be asking some. Man, why would an 18-year-old
Okay.
really go? I mean, what really took this kid to go there?
Here's how you
Well,
solve
we
the
don't know
problem.
that yet, but through their investigation, they'll get to the bottom of it because
They'll get to the bottom that you think they want you to know.
Well, okay, you can go with the conspiracy
Well,
thing, but
that's
at least
what we're
the kid,
talking about.
the kid is alive, and at least
Well,
they can
we already
get some
said he's
information
going
out
to
of
go through
him.
a series of interrogations and
20 years down the
and
line, they'll finally
manipulations
execute him.
and they're going to try to dissect his brain and.
Oh, no, he'll
he's
ride
gonna
the
be the
system.
guinea pig of,
Dude, he'll ride the system for 20 years.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Anyway, let's move on to
No,
more
wait,
positive
no,
subject.
wait,
Sean,
no.
you will have
I got something to say about
okay,
this.
All right.
You put.
I hate to go on about the same thing.
Well,
for a long
you put
time.
as many as you can, as many that is needed, whatever that is, of retired military and police that understand tactics, strategy. Okay, you put them in the schools,
Jesse,
all
yes.
schools, and then you couple that with teaching young people about weapons, teaching them about self-defense, teaching them about the concepts of survival and preparation. You do that. And the teachers themselves should be having the opportunity. The ability to be armed if they choose
on
to.
that topic, on your topic that Twitch is saying. So why does the U.S. government have never implemented, like I said, again, some sort of a survival type of, training or whatever?
Well, that's really simple.
Whatever. So any type of survival, training that could be useful for their own.
It's really simple.
Survival. I mean,
it's really simple.
God willing, You know
why?
Why?
They don't want the Second Amendment anymore.
Exactly.
In the last 100 years.
And why?
Because the Second Amendment has only kept us a free nation without tyranny because of the Second Amendment. We're the only country in the world that has the Second Amendment.
We are.
Well, we have 300 million weapons, legalized weapons in people's hands. This is why we don't have to. Well, that's fine.
More.
What does it matter? Okay, the point is,
it's got more guns than we have people,
and that's fine. We should have twice as many guns as we have people, and that's why our country. This is why our country. It stopped everything, Lee.
It doesn't.
It just stopped everything.
You got more,
do you think?
I'm really confused with Jesse, man, because I don't know. Sometimes he seems like he's a patriot, and then sometimes he's a guest.
It stops everything. It stops everything. Here's the bottom line. The bottom line: you have more weapons to protect your citizens. Your citizens should have the right to them, because if we didn't, we would be communists, we would be fascists, we would be Nazis, we would be a nation of tyranny. There would be dictators. There would be like Guatemala. It would be like El Salvador. It would be like Iran. No, you think
since January 1, there have been 16 school shootings in America.
That's why we should have more weapons.
Why are people going after the NRA? The NRA's got nothing to do with that shit.
We need more weapons. We need more trained citizens.
Two flying shits about the NRA.
Trained citizens.
And I'm trying to say that the NRA are protecting people's Second Amendment rights in this country. Don't they understand that if you give up that right, that Second Amendment right, and then the government steps in
one person at a time.
It's over. It's game over.
One person at a time.
It has nothing.
One person at a time.
I have one simple point to make.
Yes, sir.
There are over 330 million guns in America.
Okay.
More guns than Americans.
Okay.
So what that means is some people have multiple guns.
Sure.
And that's fine, as long as they're not a crazy fuck.
They're legal.
Okay?
Okay.
Legal or illegal?
No, legal.
Okay, legal. All right.
We are a land of law.
We don't know whether this kid had a legal gun
Let's start
or not.
there.
It's an AR-15, right?
If it is that what he had?
Yeah, that's what they said.
1819 Florida, which is probably legal.
I don't know. I don't know what the laws are in Florida.
In Florida, they can carry arms.
I don't know.
There you go.
Okay, but legal. Let's start there.
The point is this. Having more guns is not going to stop anything. We already have more guns.
We need more.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
No, we don't. We need better mental health. Guarantee you,
it's not
they're
going
to say this little fuck was a crazy nut.
Oh, sure.
Okay?
Sure.
So what are we doing about that?
Right. Nothing.
Let's go back to Reagan when he started deregulating and cutting funding
we blame
for the
Reagan.
mental health.
You want to make this a political weapon? Is that what you want to make it?
No, fuck no. I'm telling you the facts. I'm telling you the facts.
Why should we take care of all the crazy people?
Oh, okay.
He's not the point he was trying to make. He was just trying to inform us of
why do we have to take care of all the crazy people?
Why do you want to have crazy people with guns?
You don't. That's why you have to strengthen the legal system of acquiring guns. And you have to have better safety and better measures to teach and train.
That's exactly what
That's what I'm talking about.
He's saying that the mental health aspect of it.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not my point.
All right.
But you can't blame Reagan. It's not him.
I'm just giving you the history.
Well, history. Let's go back farther.
I'm giving you the history. In my lifetime, the funding for mental health care has diminished since the Reagan administration. What does that mean? It means not one asshole president since then has changed it. But I'm going back in my lifetime. Maybe it was something different before. I'm 60, almost 68 years old. I'm speaking from a historic and factual point of view.
There you go.
I'm not making this up.
Amen. All right.
The facts.
It's
only one set of facts. You can't twist the facts.
Yeah,
you can try.
Everybody made a point.
So the fact of the matter is, not enough effort is being spent on helping people who have mental issues.
Exactly.
Every time we turn around, somebody goes off,
Absolutely.
starts
They're
shooting,
all over the streets.
and they say, "Oh, well, he had some mental issues."
They're everybody.
Like
They're
Sandy
everywhere.
Hook. The guy killed his mom with his mom's gun and then went to a school and killed a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
Oh, well, he was just a little touched. Like you didn't know that?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry.
But what happened?
I'm sorry.
Not enough care went into keeping this kid out of danger.
Well,
all right.
Let's
Plain
go
and
back.
simple.
Let's
Can we
go
talk
back
about
even
another
farther.
topic now?
Let's go back farther.
Everybody made a point.
Wait a minute. Let's go back farther. Let's go back to Joe Kennedy. Okay, old man Kennedy. He incarcerated his daughter and had a lobotomy done on her because he thought she was crazy. So is that what you want to go back to?
No, I'm not suggesting that at all. That's a treatment.
For mental illness.
A form of treatment. But how many years ago was that? 50, 60 years ago?
How many years ago was Reagan? 40 years ago.
Okay.
That was 20 years before, 30 years before Reagan.
But that's two different things.
Same
One
thing
thing has nothing to do with the other.
You can't solve people's mental health problems.
Oh, okay. So what do you want to do with it?
You have to teach our society.
Send them off on
You have to teach our society, and you have to cater to the people who are good, who don't have mental health problems.
What are you talking about?
But
I got
then
mental health issues, man. Come on.
Come on.
Everybody's got mental health
Oh,
issues.
so
Everybody gets down. and you get
you're saying
depressed
that
and you get
you're
stressed
saying
out.
everybody's crazy?
Everybody, yeah.
Everybody's crazy, maniacal, will take an AR-15 and go into a high school and kill everybody?
Exactly.
You're saying
absolutely.
everybody will do that.
This
Man, let me
this
tell you,
kid
man.
did.
People go
Nobody's
through
saying
Okay,
everybody.
but
People
that's
go
not
through shit,
everybody.
You know, people
No,
go through
but
shit
see,
in
that's
life,
a- that's a-
and some people are
that's something
strong
you-
and can handle it, and some people can't overcome. They can't overcome themselves. They can't overcome the frightening
look at.
thoughts
I will
and
agree.
ideas that they
I
get in
will
their
agree.
head when they're so mad and disappointed and
Look at.
stressed.
I will
and
agree.
tripping and
I will agree.
You know.
I will agree. I will agree.
anything is liable to happen.
I will agree
Anything.
this. I will agree to this. This statement is real simple. In the licensing of being able to carry a legal weapon, not only do you have to understand safety, you have to be able to utilize that weapon. You have to understand. Wait a minute.
You're going over semantics, Jesse.
No, I'm not. No, let me
That's not
finish.
even the root of the.
Are you guys
going to
let me finish? Or, it's just that simple. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Finish.
And you have to. With that, you also have to have a competency, a test about mental health and illness. Competence test. About mental health and illness. Okay? And just like a driver's license, which is every 4 or 5 years, depending what state you're in, just like a driver's license, maybe every 6 months, maybe every year. You have to go through a test and evaluation by those professionals that those professionals can address the issues of potential mental health problems, of potential problems that will arise.
Okay, let me just make
now
one
I will
comment about that.
agree.
Hold on.
I will agree to that point.
But you said you don't need to care about crazy people.
No, you don't.
Jesse,
But you just what you're talking about is a part of that.
I am agreeing to what you're saying.
I want to say this.
You guys just want to fight. You guys just want to fight.
It ain't about a fight. We're talking
And that's
reality.
no. The reality is that's what you do.
Listen to me, Jesse. You have to take into account that at any point in time, anyone can become mentally unstable.
Oh, sure.
Do you understand that? You don't have
Not
to
me.
hold on a second. Not everybody that flies off the handle or loses it or whatever the case may be or goes into a fucking rage has ever had mental health issues of any kind.
Uh-huh.
I mean, these guys, when they go to the fucking war, they were fucking as sane as fucking sane can, and then they come back, they all fucked up.
True.
So to say,
and you
want to
do
that?
Do you want to know?
That's so irrelevant. Not the point.
Let me toss this out.
The point was, listen. The
Okay.
point is this. The point is that we are under a siege, America. We're under siege. Do not give up your Second Amendment rights. I don't care how many schools that have these shootings. I mean, it's sad. My heart goes out to them. Of course, none of us, like it, don't want it to happen. But, society needs to realize that this is a big world. This is a country. It's evolving. These things will happen. They will happen. And they will continue to happen. So you're going to let the society and the media and the government spook you even more to death, where you're going to be like, oh, well, you know, let's not send our kids to public schools anymore because it's too dangerous. So guess what? The government ain't going to pay for your kids no more. They're not going to give them that education. And if you're not smart enough to educate your own fucking kids, guess what? You're sinking down too. So they don't really give a rat's ass. So there's a bigger plan. And that's the plan. The plan is scare the public into thinking, hey, let's not send our kids to public schools anymore. Unless you got money to pay for private school, you're shit out of luck. You don't get a better education. And guess what? Down and down it goes. And down it goes. And down it goes. And that's my theory. And I'm going to just rest it at that.
I want to address that theory because it's actually a very interesting theory.
You damn skippy.
Now, but I also want to say something. I just want to go back and clarify something. Most of the mental illness that comes from our retired veterans, one of the things when they interview them and they talk to them, one of the things that is their biggest problem is that they've lost the idea of self-worth. They have nothing to come back to. Nobody wants them. They don't have something that their skills are utilized in, as well as a whole bunch of other problems that they have. But the Iraqi veterans, the Afghanistan veterans, these veterans are coming back and they don't have a place in America. That's one of the big issues. And without having a place in America, they become lost in the challenges that they have both physically and emotionally, financially, and all of those things. I've always said that if you can give a man or a woman a job after their military experience, like World War II, everybody had a job. Go get a free education and go work for General Motors on the assembly line or whatnot, and you were promised a wonderful, beautiful life, and you were able to deal with a lot of those problems at the end of World War II. But since then, our country hasn't done that for our veterans, and they've cast them out in one way or another. The Koreans, the veterans, the Vietnam veterans.
That's right. Never.
The veterans from Afghanistan and Iraq. We are not doing enough.
Nothing.
So
and each war.
This is why I propose. This is why I propose that what you do is you take some of these veterans who have the ability to still work within society and have the technique and the skill and the understanding and help them help us and protect our schools.
Well, that's probably a good idea.
That seems like two different topics, but okay.
I mean, it's not a bad idea.
Good.
It's
that one's actually
a sound plan. I mean, if it
that one has possibilities.
Yeah, if it gives veterans an opportunity to get a job, now I'm for that. Whether it's being security or whatever they want to do.
You know what? You know, I'm just looking at the bigger picture things, and you know, it was playing in my mind. I had to let it out, and here we go.
No, it's good stuff.
All right, so I mean, what else? Anything else?
Well, Thomas Jefferson, when they asked him, who was the third president of the United States, Adams was the second president. Thomas Jefferson said about tyranny when he wrote our famous documents and liberty, and he said the reason why a government can take over. Remember, they were coming off the understanding of Europe and England, aristocracy, monarchies for 1,000 years, peasants. There was a big difference between people. So the concept of tyranny and liberty, when you lose your liberty, tyranny begins in government because government then has a free reign to do whatever they want. And the only thing that has protected America better, at least than any other nation since the beginning of this country, is the fact that in the Bill of Rights, we had the Second Amendment because it forces people to think that there is a militia. In fact, the Second Amendment was written about a militia against a tyrannical government, not anything else. That's what Thomas Jefferson was concerned with. He wanted to make sure that the government wouldn't run amok like Europe and the rest of the world at the time, so that the people could have some sort of control to overthrow their government or at least have a threat of fear by the government of the people, because it was for the people. And that's what the Second Amendment was about. Essentially, that's it. So we have, through the 275 years or so, we've come to the point that we have the Second Amendment that has protected this nation, and not only against ourselves, our government, not against you, not against my neighbor. It has evolved into that through the legal consequences of the courts and essentially, and the Supreme Court, but it was developed to protect us against our government. It has done and served its purpose well, and will continue. For if we didn't have that, we would be in some serious trouble. Now, it has also done, the byproduct of that is that our enemies, and the world is our enemy. Let you not understand that? Then understand they are. We have everything in this country, the greatest country in the world. We have everything in this country that people need. And we, as people, grow progressively faster than any other nation historically. With civil rights, with economics, with investment, with everything. So our enemies don't want us to prevail. And they do think twice about attacking America, not just because of our nuclear weapons, but also because they're going to have to fight every single living, breathing soul that has 330 million weapons shooting at them. And that is an awful expense that they would have to pay. So I do agree with you. Our government has always tried to be a tyrannical government, tyranny, because in tyranny, you have an elite, small amount of people that control everything and dictate to everybody else what they want. And I do agree with your theory. Absolutely. Why in 60 to 70 years has our country turned upside down to where it is in 2018? Why? Did it just happen because? I fear not.
Hallelujah.
Well, the school shooting and others in recent time, in my opinion, has nothing to do with the Second Amendment. I'm not suggesting.
I know. I don't even get why people even try to make the.
I've never suggested coming into your home, Jesse, and take your guns away.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to solve anything, number one. But number two, we'll probably find out in the next 48 hours why this guy pulled this heinous act. And what if we find that he bought this gun legally? Mm-hmm. He was trained how to use it, and he was a responsible human being. What drove him to do this heinous act?
That's what I said. That's one of the big things I said. What instead, people asking the wrong question.
Well,
the right question is like, what would drive an 18-year-old former student to go get our AR-15, to go back to the school, pull fire alarms, open fire on just everybody, kill everybody, then try to dip the scene, gets caught alive, for the first time in, whatever, according to, media, never happened before. So now he's in, he's probably in the, psychiatric ward right now. They're probably, picking his brain, trying to find out every nook and cranny and try to figure those out. But at the end of the day, there's nothing to figure out, man. Either the kid, was probably going through an emotional state, was probably, neglected, or
it could be his girlfriend pissed him off. It's Valentine's
could be anything,
Day.
man. You know what I mean? It could be
Who
anything
knows?
that has set this kid off. And
He's
like
crazy.
I said, it's not. No, wait a minute. It's not just. You see, you're using the wrong term when you say the kid is. It's not necessarily. It's a crazy thing to do, but it doesn't make him crazy. It could just. The kid snapped. Enough. Life is over. Life sucks. I'm gonna fucking kill everything, kill everybody, and who gives a fuck?
Well, that's a crazy.
And a lot of people feel like that every day in life. So this shit is gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Is what I'm saying. And what I'm saying is that people need to keep that in perspective and find out. Go to the meat. Why? Let's figure out why would this kid do this? Why? Let's figure that out. Not right away, we gotta do something about guns. We gotta take the guns off the street and the guns in the kids' hands and do it. That's all nonsense.
You know,
that's all nonsense. Because if you're a parent and you know your kids, then you should know if your kids got guns or they got access to guns or you got guns in the house and they can get them or whatever the case may be.
There you go.
Do you know what I mean? So let's get to the fucking truth of the real shit, and don't be easily manipulated by what the media and what the news is telling you. Because I'm telling you, all they want to do is give you scare tactics.
There you go.
That's all it is.
There you go. There you go. Parenting.
Scare tactics. That's all it is, ladies and gentlemen. Scare tactics.
No.
Second Amendment right is such an important right, like Jesse said. You know,
no, there you go.
It's parenting. That's the only thing saving this country, to tell you.
It's parenting.
It's the only thing that's saving this country.
And parenting.
And I think that's the ploy is, the U.S. government doesn't want to pay for public schools anymore. They don't. They don't want to educate lower income kids anymore. They're tired of it.
They don't want to. Those aren't lower income kids there. That was the Beverly Hills of that location.
It's still, listen, if you're in public school, you're not a high roller. So come on.
Well, are you saying that Beverly Hills? Wait a second.
Even your middle class right now, you're struggling.
Beverly Hills High School is a public school.
And?
Okay, that's one of the richest schools in America. It's a public school.
Of course, it's Beverly Hills.
Okay, well, this was...
Where you think they're getting their money from? Everybody in Beverly Hills.
This school...
I get the whole city of Beverly Hills not afford their own Beverly Hills school.
Michael, this school in Florida, where this area is located, is considered...
Okay, but now you're going to a different direction. I'm just saying.
You said that it's low income. It's not. These people...
It's an upscale.
This is an These are educated people.
That's fine, but what I'm saying is... But this kind of stuff happens...
But crazy can happen anywhere.
But this kind of...
You can't protect yourself against...
Since the 80s. This has been going on since when I was in school. When I was in school, there was gangsters coming to the school after school, having shootouts in front of the school. Robbing people in front of the school, taking kids' jackets and flashy jackets. And back in the day, they were like $100, and the kids were getting robbed right in front of school all day long in the Bronx. Mm-hmm. That shit wasn't talked about. That shit never made the media. So this ain't nothing new. This ain't just happening.
Yeah, but it's been getting more and more intense,
because everybody has their finger on the trigger.
You have a little fist fight in schools.
Everybody has their finger on the trigger, and the trigger nowadays is the camera. That's the trigger.
Well, that's part of the problem.
Well,
that's the trigger.
Also,
the trigger is the camera.
Also part of the problem.
Phone. That's the trigger.
The other part of the problem is what you said, and
They're
that
going
is
off, man.
and that is parenting. Who's calling me? Why do people call me?
Mute your phone.
Why are they calling me?
You got some fans trying to call in. They want to talk to you, man.
No, why are they calling me? Well,
they want to talk to you.
Okay, everybody. All right.
Anyway, so what else is happening in the world besides this whole? I mean, we spent the whole hour talking about this.
We're not done
like
yet.
I said, my heart goes out to the people. I'm just saying, man. Ladies and gentlemen out there, keep shit in perspective, man. Don't just just don't go for whatever they're selling you on the media, on mainstream media, man. Because I'm telling you, it's a manipulation of the masses. It's crazy what's going on. And you got to really fucking put things in perspective, and I think that's just my theory is, man, they want to do away with public schools, so they really do.
Okay, so that and I
homeschool everybody.
I think it's part of a bigger picture of what you're saying, and that is the control and the masses of people, and that's for another conversation.
And it's also more separation as well. You start separating everybody.
Hatred is something that has been targeted and created to control society, and all of the things that we live in today in 2018 are a byproduct of a plan that has been instituted for at least 175 years. And but that leads to another conversation and another time to talk about that. But you're right in that respect that government plays a key issue and a key role here. And unfortunately, in the last 50 years of my life, 57 years, government has been controlled by entities like the big corporations and the big banks and an elite few. We can talk about that later. So, look basically, we've got no more time left. We've got about 8 or 9 minutes left. So Yeah, so
where did the time go?
It went into a very interesting conversation because you see in this conversation,
this is going on right now.
This conversation,
as we're speaking now, this went down an hour before. So
there's many issues that come out of this conversation.
Oh, absolutely,
and that's what
we can go on for hours and days, and
it's
we
unfortunate.
Go really deep into the rabbit hole, right?
It is unfortunate.
There's a big rabbit hole going on,
It's unfortunate that children.
Oh, absolutely.
Are murdered.
Man. Absolutely.
For no other reason.
Thing, that really is the saddest thing.
It's unfortunate.
It's so sad.
That people.
I can't even imagine, man, if
that people, for whatever reasons, whatever word you want to use, went crazy, snapped, whatever word you want to use, have the ability to mass murder like this.
That's what they should
but
get
we
done.
cannot,
that's what they need to find out.
Unfortunately,
that's what they should really focus on.
Unfortunately, we'll never solve that. We'll never solve. They've been trying to solve that for years.
This 18-year-old kid to do such a horrific thing.
The same thing that
just
drove
innocent people, just innocent bystanders.
But
just
it's the same thing that drives Richard Ramirez.
Oh,
it's the same thing that drives Jeffrey Dahmer. It's the same. They're maniacal, crazy, disgusting human beings.
No, come on,
and we just didn't know it.
You're never gonna.
Then you can't fight that.
That's not how you discover things, man. You can't discover things by saying, "Oh, it's because
nobody is." When you do that, you don't have. Let's talk about one since we have a few minutes. What do you do with this guy? What do you do with this guy? Okay, let's bridge to the next thing. Whatever they find out, whatever they find out about this guy. Okay, whatever they find out about this guy a week from now, 2 weeks from now, whatever they find, he gets arraigned.
You mean whatever the authorities are going to tell
whatever. Well, the fact
the real truth is.
The real truth is there's video of him pulling the trigger and shooting people. Okay, that's the bottom line. He murdered somebody.
Yeah,
and murdered a lot of somebody.
Well, that's undeniable.
What do we do with this guy?
But what's the backstory? Like you said,
let's bridge forward.
What's going to be the backstory?
We talked about that, but let's talk about what do we do with this guy now? What do we do with this guy? What punishment does he have to pay for this?
There's nothing you can do to him.
But what punishment does he have to pay for this? What is your take on that? You tell me. What do we do?
He's 18 years old. You're going to just kill him too? All right, well, you just killed everybody when you snapped, so we're going to have to kill you now. So what's that say about the system? So again, you leaving it up to government and state to play God.
So what do you do with him?
To play God.
What do you propose we do with a guy like that?
There's nothing you can do. That's the whole thing. There's nothing.
Do we let him go?
All you could do is try to figure out why it all happened and try to break it all down mentally.
No, let's talk about him. Do we let him go with some Slurpee tickets for 7-Eleven?
No, we get to the bottom of why.
Okay, we got to the bottom of it. But what do we do with him?
What pushed this kid to make him do what he did? There's a reason why, homie. I'm sure the guy is.
You're not understanding. What do we do with him?
Yeah. Does he go to jail for the rest of his life?
What do we do? Okay, we figure it out. But what do we do with him? He murdered 17 people.
Well, you got to figure out why first. Then you figure out what to do with him. Is there help? Is there is there redemption? Is there?
You tell me. What do you think we do with him?
We have to travel through that whole process and journey to find out.
Let me try. Let me ask the question this way.
You don't know what you do till you find out what the truth is.
Let me ask the question this way.
It appears that he was disgruntled because
whatever the case may
graduate.
But there you go. Everybody's making these assumptions by what's being said.
Okay.
I just read this.
But they don't make it gospel. It doesn't make it gospel.
Michael,
what I'm saying
based on what's being
everybody's rushing
to
give their opinions and their theories and this and this and that. Bottom line is the kid is already in custody. He's probably going straight to mental health a facility. They're going to try to figure out why this, why that, and this, that, and they're going to try to get all into that. Once they figured all that, then they'll figure out what they're going to do with the kid.
Okay, so
unless, should we kill him? Should we hang him? Should we shoot him? Should we do this? Should we do that?
All right.
There's going to be a trial.
Stop a second. Okay? Okay. All of that is done. It's all done a year from now. All of that is done. 2 years from now.
Okay.
All of that comes out. Okay. Whatever it is.
Okay.
He killed 17 people.
Okay.
What do we do with him? Michael?
I don't know, brother. I'm not God. I can't give you that answer.
Lee, what do we do with him?
Well, it depends on the laws in the state of Florida.
Man-made laws? That's what you're talking about, right? You're talking about man-made laws. You're not talking about...
That's the only laws we live by.
You know what?
Those are man-made laws.
Do you guys want to hear what I would?
God.
What I think?
No man is allowed to play God. No one, no man or no woman on this earth can tell another man.
Do you believe in the death
how
penalty?
to live. No.
Well,
absolutely not.
Okay.
That makes you worse than the person who's guilty.
So do you believe
that
in
makes you
paying
worse than the person who's guilty.
$65,000?
Because you're cowardly behind
let me ask you this.
some legal mumbo jumbo that somebody put on paper and says, hey,
okay.
well, you know, I wrote this, so this is
you
gospel,
answer
so
the question.
let's kill the
now
guy.
Answer my next question. Okay. Do you believe that he should live a happy-go-lucky life at $65,000 a year to take care of this guy for the next 50 years of his life or 70 years of his life in prison?
I think that it's worth spending whatever amount needs to be spent to find out why this happened.
Okay, well, I agree with you. All right, that's done.
Till that is done, then there's no reason to, you know, assume or think about what.
Here's
my
next question. Here's my next question.
What could we do with him?
Here's my next question. What do you say to the mom and dad of the dead child with their brains splattered all over the cement?
Say? There's nothing to say but sorry. You can't do nothing else. You can't say nothing else. You can't explain it. You can't. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing. None of us can do. These are the things that are outside of our hands, and people need to realize that. We're not in control of these things.
One more question.
We're not.
One more question.
In control.
One more question. What if that was your child?
I'd be devastated. Just like anybody else's parent. I would be devastated. I would be hurt. But me seeking to kill somebody else is not going to fix the issue or change the issue. It's irrelevant.
Let me explain.
You're killing somebody else then.
Let me explain where we differ dramatically. Okay?
Don't start with you going to kill somebody off.
No,
and all this
let
and
me
this
just
and
explain
I ain't
it.
trying to hear all that, you know.
Well,
no man is
then you
no
can
man
get up
or
and
woman
leave.
is allowed
But
to
let me
play
explain.
God.
Let me
I
explain.
don't care how right or wrong
Let me
they
explain.
Are, and that's the bottom line.
All right.
Here's
what we do.
About that one.
Here's what we do. I'm not trying to change your mind. I said, let me explain the difference. We're dramatically different. That person killed 17 people. That's a fact. They lost their lives at his hands. There is no redemption. There is nothing he can ever do to bring those people's lives back. He's destroyed them and their families forever.
Exactly.
By his actions.
That's right.
That he chose to do, whether he was psychotic or not, he pulled the trigger with his finger, pointed the gun, and he killed somebody.
So far, that's what we got. Yes.
He does not deserve to live one more second. If there's a death penalty in Florida,
you know,
lynch him,
that's the problem.
hang him, kill him, gas him. No, let me finish.
That's the problem.
Shoot him. I'm explaining. I'm
everybody
explaining.
wants to kill everybody.
Are you going to let me explain my side? Okay, thank you. Okay, he doesn't deserve to live. He destroyed young people's lives and families for no reason.
Himself, man.
Does not matter whether he's 10 years old or whether he's 93 years old.
Now you're going to execute
it doesn't
10-year-olds?
make any difference. He took the life of another person.
Okay.
So
if he was 13, if he was 12,
he deserves the same fate.
Very well these days that a 10 or 12,
he deserves the same fate.
So what are you going to do? You're going to execute
He
them
deserves the same fate.
That's insane.
Okay, here's number 2.
That's satanic, homie.
Here's number 2. Number 2. He can never be rehabbed. And he does not deserve to live a life in prison for 70 years, period, while those people died and have no life. That's number 2. This is my opinion. Number 3.
You entitled to. I'm sure a lot of people think like you do.
Number 3. Number 3. If that was my child, he would die at the hands of my hands. I would kill him, period, and whatever it would take.
You sound like a killer yourself, man, talking like that.
That's fine.
That's crazy,
That's my opinion. That's what I would do.
That's crazy.
So we differ dramatically on that.
That's crazy.
So
the only way I would kill somebody, man, if they were trying to kill me right then and there, self-defense. That's the only way. That's justified. If somebody's trying to kill you and, hey, you're trying to kill me, then I'm going to kill you before you kill me. I mean, That's the way it
That's
goes.
why those kids should have guns, because then they could have shot him. Yes!
Possibly.
That's why we have to have more security at school.
But I don't
so
think
cats like that can't
But I think
enter
we're
the
past
school.
that. I think we're so past that. I don't think it's too late to try to turn back time and try to
For the
teach
future.
kids that type of responsibility.
That's why we need to change the way we perceive the
They ain't
world.
gonna go for that. Shit, you put a gun in kids' hand, it's like, whoa, shit. They think they Rambo. They want to go out there and kill some shit.
Not if they're taught right.
You know what I mean?
Not if they're taught right.
Well, you know,
Not if they're taught right.
Early age, man.
That's why
that starts at an
parenting
early
becomes
age.
more important. And this is where our government has made choices to destroy the American family and break up a father and a mother in a family and allow kids to get in trouble in streets and schools and drugs everywhere. This has been a choice over 70 to 80 years, a plan that was engineered and designed. The CIA gave the Crips and the Bloods the crack in L.A. so that they can incarcerate everybody under drugs. They did it in Harlem. They did it in Brooklyn. They did it in Philadelphia. They did it. The biggest drug organization in the world is the CIA. Okay, they run the poppy fields right now in Afghanistan. It's a plan that's developed, and unless we, the American people, understand that we are at fight with our own government and tyranny is happening in front of us right now, we're doomed to have this stuff happen over and over and over.
That's what I'm talking about, Willis.
So let me buy some more guns and give me a tank, an M1 Abrams tank. That's what I want. Hey!
I don't know, man, but all I'm saying is the Popo's starting to look more and more like military, man.
Hey.
They out there like fucking Afghan soldiers.
That's
and shit.
right,
Fucking,
man.
Man, you geared up like a mother. I was like,
Wound up, baby. We wound it up and rounded it up. Michelangelo, I love you, man. What's going on with the redemption process? Always tell me.
Hey, you know, it's in the hands of some people, and, you know, that's all I can say for now, and I'm just keeping my fingers crossed.
Hey, man, we got to win the California lottery and fund redemption process.
Something, man.
A beautiful TV series, man.
Bankruptcy's coming, baby. Bankruptcy. Come on, help a brother out.
Jesse T, I'm with you here every day, Monday through Friday from 5 to 6.
Know any bankruptcy lawyers?
Oh, yeah, I do, man. Hey, I did that back in 94.
Yeah.
Hey, so it's all right, man.
Exactly.
It's business, baby. That's all it is. It ain't personal. Dan the Man, David Shark Freilich, and Lee Michaels for jumping in. Yeah, Lee!
No guns in schools, except for the
No
cops.
guns for kids. No
All right.
guns for kids.
Thanks a lot, everybody, for joining us on Facebook, Instagram, Livestream, Periscope, and all the great places we're on, thepowervoices.com. It's the Jesse T Show, Roundup, Wound Up every Wednesday. The Brown Beauty's off duty. You're straight on the point. See ya! Hey, man, you want to go get some food or something?